What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to, I think it's the third show we're doing, if I can remember correctly. So the third show of Pitch Talk podcast with Steve. A couple of minutes, like 15 minutes, 10 minutes after the Euro opener has ended. You know, Germany 5, Scotland 1. Actually, forgot about the score almost. But we're going to talk about that game. Obviously, talking about Serie A latest updates, just in general football, and a look ahead to Italy tomorrow night against Albania, I think it is. So that's what we're gonna do. But first off, Steve, thanks for joining. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just happy Germany got a win. I thought we'd get like a much narrower win, but I did. You know what it is? I forgot that I watched Scotland play Gibraltar, and they struggled like hell. They only beat them 2-0. It was like late goals as well. They're a dreadful team, and they've been in very, very bad form for the best part of 6 months. Like Northern Ireland smoked these guys 2-0. They've been really, really bad. So I kind of forgot about that. But with Germany, bro, like this is past few years of I've just been mad pessimistic about them. So look, happy we got the 5-1 win, but tougher tests with Hungary and Switzerland. Much tougher tests. They are not, Germany not going to be scoring 5 goals past Switzerland or Hungary. That's very unlikely.
That's not gonna like it's.
But yeah,
I think it's fun that like for the fans, it's fun that a lot of fans can go to the Euros, with more teams, but the level is well, it's this like that's that's just what you're getting. If you look at the 3 o'clock games, like 3 o'clocks in Europe, they put like the worst teams there for a reason to play most of the times during the week because the level is like we need to call like I will call what it is. It's unwatchable. Like Scotland, it's unwatchable. It's actually embarrassing. It's fun that the fans are there, but like how much fun are they gonna get? At one point it's like this is bad. And they were
at that point, bro. It's a social gathering.
Yeah,
but get some drinks with some buddies
it's
and
like
go
a city trip
on a vacation
basically.
to Germany.
It's like a city trip, 2 days to Germany. It's but I mean, good for them, I guess. But it was like when your star player is Scott McTominay, you know that you're not going anywhere.
You're in deep
and
trouble.
like it's a long night, and it was a long night. As far as an opener goes. Not the best of games, but it's not Germany's fault. It's you play who's in front of you, and I think even for like Germany, it's hard to actually. I do want to say like they were good, but like to put out quality, over 90 minutes. At one point, I think even when you're playing these type of opponents, like yeah, man, we're just toying with them. It's just getting over with it. I think Ta picked up a ridiculous yellow card in that type of game. I think he will go into a locker room. It's like that's idiotic what I did. That's a wasted yellow card because if you 2, you're out. So, but other than that, it's as far as an opener, like it's good the tournament started. Obviously.
I'm excited.
It's not the best of. It's not the best of openers. If it was Germany Switzerland, it would have been more of a I don't want to say that like a vibe, real Euro vibe. Now it's just like the feeling is like it started, but it's gonna start tomorrow, because there are better games on tomorrow. But we'll talk about that, But in general, man, Musiala is so good. He still gets disrespected, or like he doesn't get. How do you want to call it? The
praise he deserves.
The praise he deserves, and not just from like just in general, from the mainstream media, outside of Germany, obviously. He doesn't get the praise because maybe he's not a player that gets you the 20 GA. But, man, when you watch him play, it's like he glides through on like the pitch. It's ridiculous. Like it's like he doesn't take steps. It's like he just moves from spots to spots. Like he's ridiculously good.
You can shove him, and he'll find. He's one of the most underrated. Sorry to cut you off. But one of the most underrated qualities about him is his balance in stride and he. It's not Messi-esque, but like Bro, I don't even know how to describe it. It's crazy though. It is against Scotland. Again, you're right. It's against Scotland, but
It is
Musiala
against.
been doing that. Musiala's he's phenomenal. I wouldn't be surprised. Would you be surprised if he ended his career with the Ballon d'Or? I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't because I think he has all the tools. And actually, the competition
Yeah.
right now is not like it's not Messi and Ronaldo out there. So I think everybody has a shot. If
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham has a shot, then he definitely has a shot.
Foden.
Foden, I think at one point they all will get a shot because I know Mbappe was tipped to be he's gonna run away with it now. But I don't think it's set up. Jude Bellingham, who I do like, has been pushed
Yeah.
as a favorite. I'm like, nah. It's like he's good,
Yeah.
but he's not that type of good in my opinion. So I think he will have a shot. But we know what the issue is. He plays for he plays for Bayern Munich. And the narrative is like, oh, they're always going to win the league. Obviously, you're going to be good there. That's the issue. That's probably going to hold them back a little bit. Lewandowski, didn't give him the Ballon d'Or because of the COVID and blah, blah, blah. Should have gotten it that season.
Oh yeah.
Didn't. I think that's going to hurt him, playing for Bayern Munich. But again, you never know. He might be ending up playing for Real Madrid at one point.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Bro, I mean, yeah. If Real Madrid picked them up, I mean, do they need any more superstars? Do they need any more talent? Like that would be overkill. But yeah, I could totally see him at a Real Madrid. But yeah, like I said, he's a very, very special player. Very special. And then Florian Wirtz as well, around that same category as well. I think
He's
Florian
good,
Wirtz,
man. So
very,
fun to
very
watch.
good. Yeah. Nice. He's awesome. That was a good performance from us tonight. It was a good performance, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
the
decent.
main story is that Scotland just didn't show up. It was weird because I swear to God, they played with the high line but didn't press.
No, they didn't. But I think it's one of those teams. I think if they sit back, they will get smoked either way. And what they did was maybe a bit worse. I think it was like just kind of go for it because you're gonna lose anyway. Like what you're doing right here is just, it's just setting up to actually lose from minute one. But for them, like the tournament starts in the next couple of days. Like this is not the
Yeah.
tournament for them. This is just, and I kind of feel for them as well. Opening game, playing the first game against Germany it's not easy, but that was always gonna happen. They're always gonna get smoked and deserve to be smoked because that's not a good team. Let's be honest. They're probably they might just pick up no points. I think they're gonna pick up no points at all. It's one of those teams. But yeah, man. Let's talk about Italy a little bit because they play tomorrow. I think a lot of people on this channel are more inclined to talk about them or like willing to listen about them. As far as expectations go for Italy, what do you think? Like, what's your feeling for them?
I think I don't know if Spalletti's figured out. I think you know what it is. Man, I'm trying to think how to word this. I don't know if he knows his best formation, but I feel like he has a grasp of his best 11 or 12 players. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
I think he favors Scamacca. For example, I think he favors Scamacca, Chiesa, Bastoni, Donnarumma, like those mainstay guys. But I don't know if he knows the formation yet. I think that's what it is. Because I think a 3 at the back suits Italia more than a 4. Because DiMarco, natural left wing back, he plays much better there compared to a left back. But not Buongiorno, the other Torino brother, Bellanova, natural wing back, can also play at right back, and Italy still have 3 solid defenders in that 3. So it's a case of if I was managing Italy, I'd go 3-5-2. Scamacca, Retegui up top, a 3 in midfield of what? Barella, maybe a Fratesi and Jorginho, wingback DiMarco, Bellanova, and then a back 3 of what? Bastoni, Buongiorno, and
Probably.
actually no, Calafiori. To be fair, Calafiori, and then in goal.
And
In
my
goal.
feeling,
Yeah, go on.
I think my feeling is like he's chopping and changing a lot, because somebody said I hope Sky
Yeah.
Italia's protected lineup is wrong. Put their lineup in the comments because I've seen 3 lineups and 3 different formations and personnel.
Yeah.
Not just formation. Like I've seen 3 different personnel and like formation setups. Which is confusing a little bit. He's changing and chopping. Like this feels like more of a springboard towards the World Cup for Spalletti. This feels more of I'm still figuring out what I need. I don't really blame him. He's in the job for a year and a half. I don't think it's not easy. How many games did he had in charge? Not I don't
Maybe
think enough.
10.
Yeah, not enough to say okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And then again, Scamacca was not called up. He called him up. Fagioli was out. He calls him. Like it feels like he has an idea, purely based on the players he picked, and left behind. But I think he's still. It's not easy, It's not easy because not the pressure, but like they won it the last time, and now you go back to the Euros, but like it's without Chiellini and it's without Bonucci. That is a massive drop off in itself.
Yeah.
How good Bastoni has been playing, Calafiori, like the experience and pure the experience and quality. Leadership together at the back. You lost that. The midfield, like it's still Jorginho. Can he bring it up one more time? It's tough. With Mancini going into Europe, there was if you follow Italy, before going into the Euros, if you actually follow them, you knew, I don't think anyone thought, well, they're gonna win it, but you were like, they can do damage, they can,
Right.
maybe the world didn't know, but if you follow Italy, you were like, they can do damage. I think now
They're
everybody is
capable.
Yeah,
The
they were
word is capable.
Now it's like, let's see, because it can go either way. It can go. Scamacca can be on fire and he puts every single chance away, like he's doing with Atalanta from ridiculous angles, where it's like, he's done it again, no idea how, but he puts it away. It could be that, or it could be very, very frustrating because I didn't watch the last 2 games. I just watched extended highlights. And the last game, second half especially, they created enough chances. They struggled to put them away, but they created enough. But somebody said Donnarumma, Di Lorenzo, Buongiorno, Calafiori, Di Marco, Barella, Jorginho, Fratesi, Chiesa, Scamacca. So it's kind of a 4-2-3-1 or a hybrid 3 back with Di Marco going up and Di Lorenzo tucking in. Could be as well. Obviously, it's going to be Bastoni, not Buongiorno. But I saw a lineup where Buongiorno was playing with
Calafiori.
With Calafiori, yeah. I'm not even sure that Calafiori is going to start, to be honest. And people were like, why is Cambiaso not playing? Well, it depends on the formation. Like, if he needs to pick, like, I would pick Cambiaso over Villanova any day of the week. That's just me personally. But again, like, Cristante, like you put it in the chat, like
Cristante is
these are
so,
players,
oh my God.
that cannot be the case. Like, that cannot be. I think, like, I know Roma
That's
fans,
where Italia missed Tonali like so badly.
but I know Roma fans and they're confused. They're like, how did he make it? And how is he actually starting? Fagioli's injured for the first game. If Fagioli was healthy, he would be back for the second game. I wouldn't be surprised if Cristante had a quote-unquote stinker and in game 2 it was Fagioli in it, from like straight away. It was like, yeah, you're going to play no matter what. Because actually him picking Fagioli, what do you think about that? Because there's a lot of controversy, because he was out, for everybody knows why. Played 2 games, like 1.5 at the end, and he gets selected straight into that team. Does that bother you? Because it did bother a lot of people, where it's like he didn't deserve to be in there, which I see the point. But on the flip side, if you're the coach and you're like, I don't care if he's been out for a season, I know he's going to be a difference maker, I need him, I'm going to bring him, then you also need to look at that side. It's like, he's a coach. If he thinks Fagioli is good enough, which he thinks, then you cannot really go against that, to be honest. But what do you make of that? Because it sparked a lot of controversy, even in the media.
Well, I think Fagioli as a player, definitely I could see why he was included. I think maybe it's one of those where it's like, should Spalletti have, because he went with the veteran presence in El Sharawi, but like, why wouldn't, okay, so you want to pick a veteran or a guy that's whatever. Why did you pick like someone like Bonaventura? That's my question. Because for me, Bonaventura should be in the Italian squad over a Cristante. I, I don't think it's a problem that Fagioli got selected, really, because it's like, what's the alternative? Truly, what is the alternative?
Yeah.
So I think Fagioli can definitely be a difference maker. And Italy are light in midfield right now. That's just a fact that it's like a Locatelli. You wouldn't know. I'd rather have a Fagioli in that Italian team right now, right here, right now, than a Locatelli, personally. So I think it's just one of those, bro, where it's like, I don't know. Would people be more pissed off if it was like Matteo Pessina from Monza, or
Um,
would it be? You know what I'm saying?
I,
It's
I
it's tough.
I think no. I know if Pessina got selected, I think people are like, oh man, are you selecting Pessina really? You know, so it's not.
Exactly. So
It's
people would be complaining no matter what.
they
Because
would
guess
be.
what? The options aren't amazing in Italy's midfield.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Besides
yeah. I,
besides Barella, and again, Tonali's is a big miss as well. So it's one of those for me.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. I see the point. You know, but like, then again, Cristante is in there. You know, and people are complaining about Cristante, which
exactly.
I do get because I think he had a I want to say poor season for Roma, but I think it goes beyond poor. Like he was really bad for Roma, and just in general, like he doesn't add. Like he wasn't even a starter last, like last tournament. He wasn't a starter. You know, he came
Right.
off the bench, and it's not that he improved ever since that moment where you're like, oh my god, you know, what an amazing job. You know, what a season you had or a couple of seasons. It's not that, but like I said, you know, he selected his team based on the fact that he has an idea. He has an idea, and that's just what he's gonna do. Period. You know, because I saw a lot of people saying, uh, a lot of people were complaining. Oh, he brought so many wingbacks, or he did so like why didn't he bring in like Al Sharawi's in the team still? You know, and
Yeah.
I thought
He can
people were
play
like,
wing back. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So he set out his team, or he has an idea for his team, and that's what he's gonna do. If it's gonna work, like I said it, there's no real expectation. I don't think anyone has high expectations. You know, for me, it's like he's working towards the World Cup. This is it basically to see how certain players or how his idea kind of translate in a tournament, and then he's like, okay, now this is what I'm gonna do ahead of the World Cup. You know, again, 10 games in charge. It's not a lot. You know, it's something
Not
like
at
that.
all.
It's not club football as well. You see your players. What is it? Two weeks at a time, and then like, what
Yeah.
are you gonna do on 2 weeks? You know, like a tournament. Yeah, you need coaching, obviously, but it's more of if you click in a tournament, you just click. How many times did Italy go to a tournament? Everybody's like, yeah, that's not good enough, but it just clicked, you know, and they go on winning or playing a final, you know. But it's more about that, you know. If it clicks, it clicks. If it doesn't click in a tournament, you're just done. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, it needs to click.
Yeah.
You know, Spain in the previous one, nobody had any expectation. It clicked. You know, they lost against Italy, but they could have also won that game. You know, if we
Yeah.
need so, and nobody had expectations. It was an extremely young team. You know, um, so let's see. You know, a lot of
Would you
formations.
wait? Real sorry to cut you off. Would you have chosen Bonaventura in the squad?
I think he deserves that more than Cristante, who is in that squad. To be honest,
Way more.
so I wouldn't be shocked. Like I wouldn't be outraged by the fact. Like when I saw the team and I saw Cristante, I was like, how? Like
Yeah.
I don't get that. If that name was Bonaventura, I was like, still not good enough. Like in the grand scheme of things, you know. But I was like, okay, I get why. You know, he had a good season. But man, Cristante did not had a good season. But again, I said it. He likes, but that goes with all coaches. Certain coaches like a player, period, no matter what, and they're gonna play him or they're gonna take him with them. So it doesn't really need to make sense for us. It makes sense, especially national team football. It makes sense for the manager of the team, and it's like whatever. It's just, is he gonna play? That's the issue. Like that goes, like that's a bridge too far. Being in the squad, whatever.
Yeah.
Playing starting, I'm like not so sure about that. Because for me, he's like a wasteful player as well. Which is weird because he's not a player that takes a lot of risks, but he's wasteful. He's wasteful, and I don't get how. I'm not sure how he managed to do that. I'm not sure how he managed to do that, but let's see. Again, I've seen 2 formations. I've seen 3 today. So nobody really knows what he's gonna do. I think certain players are gonna start. Period. Like Barella. He had an issue, but I was watching Italian news later at 7, I think, and he said he's gonna play. So I think he's like obviously Donnarumma. Bastoni, Chiesa, Scamacca. I think those are names that are just gonna be on the team sheet no matter what. It's more of is it gonna be Calafiori? Is it gonna be Bellanova, Cambiaso? I think those are the names that are gonna be up in the air. But Albania.
Did you go with Retegui or Scamacca real quick, by the way?
I will play Scamacca. Like he is.
I think Retegui in a 2 would work.
Yeah, but like what it is with Scamacca? He is on crazy form. If you see his goals lately.
Yeah, he's got the hot hand. Exactly.
Yeah, but the goals he scored for Atalanta, it's not
tap-ins.
It's not tap-ins. It's like ridiculous. It's like
excellent goals.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Like turn and shoot really quickly from outside. Like it's ridiculous. Like he is
quick adjustments on the fly, like not impromptu finishing, but like improvised finishing. Like if he's falling backwards, he'll angle it. Like he's been. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. He's been on fire, and that's the sign of a confident player because it's like everything he's kicking, everything he's shooting, he's scoring.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I kind of agree. And Retegui off the bench, that is a good option because he will run teams ragged. I watched Italy came over to the U.S. to play Ecuador in a friendly at Red Bull Arena, and Retegui came on. Italy were up 1-0 late in the game, and Ecuador's back 3 couldn't handle him, bro. Could not handle him at all. I like Retegui a lot. I do like Retegui. So that is a good option off the bench, to be fair.
I've
not the most high profile name or anything, but it's an interesting talent for sure.
I don't have anything against him, by the way. It's just I think Scamacca is just better. Like hold up play.
Yeah.
He's stronger. He is on a technical level. He's extremely underrated as well. And his finishing is ridiculous. Like I said, or like you said, it's not tap-ins. It's just quick turns, adjustment, and it's boom. It's all flying in. So you need to go with him. He's on form, so you just play him. But with Albania, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy game.
Defensively, they're tough, man.
They are tough. If you look at the if you look at the record, you kind of see why they're being coached by an Italian.
Silvino, yeah.
Going forward, they don't have much, or like, it's not that they pose a big threat going forward. If we are completely we need to be honest about it. It's not jinxing, but like going forward, it's not a big it's more of a frustrating team to play. That's basically that's the game you need to unlock ASAP. That's a game you need to get a goal really, really quickly. In the first 20 minutes of play, and then it will open up. And then it's just a matter of just seeing out the game, I think, But if it stays 0-0 for very long, it could be a very painful night, Because, again, this is a game. Pressure is on in this game because you need to win that game. If you want to make it out of the group, you cannot drop points tomorrow. Because if you drop points tomorrow, it's not looking good. It's actually looking bad already. It's looking really bad. You need to win that game, and... Like I said, I think the first 15, 20 minutes are going to be key. I'm expecting them to come out a bit flying, with urgency, and try to get that goal. I think that's how Spalletti is going to come out tomorrow. I think the first 20 minutes, half an hour, is going to be all in, and try to get that goal and trying to draw them out a little bit, and be like, okay, now you need to come a little bit, and we will just see it out. Try to see it out, because that's the play. You have the players to do that. But can you do it? Like, do you think he's gonna go out, or do you think he's gonna be taking a very, I don't know, like, not scared approach, but like let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what's gonna happen, and maybe in second half we make adjustment. Maybe we push on in the second half, because I think he's gonna come out flying.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. You gotta show. You gotta show your dominance, and you gotta show that Albania is at this level, but Italy's on this level. You have to make that clear. And if you goof around, I'm looking at you right now because I kind of forget what Albania did in the 2016 Euros. Bro, I'm looking. Their first game, they only lost 1-0 to Switzerland.
Yeah.
Char scored in the 5th minute, but it was only 1-0. It was only 1-0. They played France the next game, and France had 2 very late goals in that game.
I remember that game as well. I remember
90 and 96. I remember it too. And it was France. It was the same thing against Romania.
Yeah.
The Payet goal was 75th minute or something. Yeah. Oh, what a goal! I love Payet, man. What a good player. But so look, and then I'm trying to think. Then they beat Romania. So, I mean, based off history, you ain't gonna kick Romania's ass. They're gonna make you work for it. Obviously, a much different team, but they have nothing to lose as well. They do have nothing to lose in that. Like, I do think they have some capable players. I like Ernest Mucci, the player that Besiktas bought from Legia Warszawa. I think he's got some good technique, good skill, decent player. Broja is one of those players where I fear that the ACL injury from like a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer,
something like that.
He was looking good at Southampton, the 21-22 season on loan. He's looking really interesting. So Broja is there.
I only found out today that he's Albanian. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Or like the day before today, I found out he was Albanian. I didn't know. I was shocked. I really didn't know. Yeah. Maybe it's being ignorant. I didn't know. But like you said, actually, the injury.
There are a few Albanians that play in Italy in the Serie A as well. Husai, the vice captain. Juntoli. Juntoli just captained his team to a Europa League win. So that's that. They do have some decent players. They do have some decent ones. Not amazing, but like Juntoli, you know exactly what you're gonna get from him. You know exactly what you're gonna get from like a Husai. So they got some decent players. Aslani as well. Christian Aslani at Inter Milan. Good midfielder. Very, very interesting kind of prospect. So they got a few pieces here and there. So they'll make it tough. And Croatia as well.
They will definitely make it tough. That's why I said you need to come out flying, and you need to open up that game ASAP, like really quickly. I don't know how, maybe it could be with a corner kick, whatever. You just need to open up that game as soon as possible.
Give the ball to Chiesa. Give the ball to Chiesa, man.
Or Skamak. If you open up that game within the first 20 minutes, I think you can just see out that game, They open up a little bit more, and then it's just a matter of, okay, you have more quality, just see it out now and keep it moving, type of thing, but it's going to be interesting. What is this?
Here's another Italy question. Do you feel like Italy played down to their opponents over the past few years?
Oh, yeah. They play up again. Like, the better the opponent, the better they are.
And that's the fear of this game against Albania.
Yeah. Like, if I watch Italy, I have a better feeling if they play Germany than if they play... Just name the team. No matter who they play. It could
North Macedonia.
Yeah, like I have it. Like if they play Germany or France, I'm like, it will be a decent game. They will be up for it.
Because they'll be up for it.
They will be up. That's like. But if we need to be like, if you watch Italy throughout whatever, ever since you watch football, that's how it is. Yeah. How better the opponent, how better they play. It's just how it works for them. And that's why I said, like, with certain teams, they can go into a tournament. You look at them, you're like, nah. You know, that's a team like Germany, Italy, like they have it. Period. Like Belgium, for example, they have all the talent, had all the talent, but I've always said it. They missed that belief in themselves. No matter what
Yeah.
they do, they can win the first 4 games in the tournament. I'll still look at them like, no, you guys are still scared. You're not gonna do it. At one point, you will start doubting yourself.
Mentality.
Yeah. With Italy and those countries, it's like they go into the tournament knowing like nobody believes in them. They start winning and then they start believing and they're like, yeah, man,
Momentum.
light work. You know, we should be here. You know, um, that's why we're doing this. We should be here with a country like Belgium. If you see them play, like star players, they always look out of place. They always feel, and even in the media, they always come across like, I need to prove myself. I need to prove myself. And at one point, you're just not going to do it. With Italy, it's like nothing to prove. We are here for a reason, and they just keep it moving. You know, maybe a bit like Tottenham, why they are not losing. They can be good, but the spotlight, when the spotlight is on, they have no idea how to act. With countries like Italy, the spotlight is on. They're like, whatever, you know, this is what we do. This is what we always have been doing for like ages, and we keep it moving. So like, I wouldn't be shocked if it's a first round exit. I also wouldn't be shocked if it's a semifinal exit with this Italy side. It can go either way. Like
Yeah.
they, like it can go either way.
Yeah.
I think people will be shocked if it's semifinal. Like, oh my god, how do they do that? And maybe we will look at it as like, quality wise, we shouldn't be there. But like, yeah, like Conte's Italy.
The word again is capable. You have
Yeah.
a capable squad. They just have to perform at their top level. Chiesa has to be world class. Barella has to be world class. Bastoni has to be world class. Donnarumma has to be world class, and he cannot make silly errors.
No,
DiMarco has to play like the DiMarco at Inter. Scamacca has to be the Scamacca of this. That's the thing, and that's a capability thing.
that's a capability.
Because like Rodri is always going to be phenomenal. He has one bad game out of, I don't know, 25, let's say. The other 24, minimum 7.5, 8 out of 10. Easy. But with Italy as a unit, sometimes you guys don't show up, even though you have players that can turn it on a specific day. That's what it is.
People think I hate Italy. I dislike the federation. I couldn't care less of them. You know,
Horrible federation.
if Italy don't win tomorrow, like if they go crash out of the Euros, I'm not gonna lose sleep on it. Like if Juve should lose a game against freaking Monza, I'll lose sleep about that. But if they win, I'm happy. Like I'm happy. I want Chiesa to win. I want these guys to win. So I'll be watching the game, hoping they win. You know, but you know the disappointment level is not the same as if Juve is gonna lose a game. Like people might sound. They will say, this is ridiculous. But if Italy lose a final, I will be less pissed than I watch Juve and lose against Udinese, because I'm invested in Juve every single day. With Italy, it's
you're
like
a club over country kind of guy. Okay.
Like with Italy, it's like once every, I don't know, 2 years, 4 years when a tournament is up. Like the investment level and the connection is just not even close, you know. Because when people say, "Oh, you hate Italy," I don't. Like I'm actually going to the game in Belgium in the Nations League. I have my tickets to go to the stadium.
Nice.
I have them, so I'm going. It's not that I hate him. But there's no nerves because the expectation is not that high, you know. I have more expectations last tournament, not winning it, but I was like, okay, Mancini, unbeaten streak, you need to do something here, you know. And
Yeah.
that's sad. I think your camera switched. Oh, you're back.
I think I'm back.
So that's that, I guess. Let's move on. Let me ask for your prediction really quick, and I want to talk about another point. But your prediction for tomorrow for Italy.
Man, I'll go 1-0 Italy. You'll get an 89th minute winner.
89.
I could totally see it.
I think,
Totally.
I also think it's gonna be a close game. I went back and forward. I was like 2-1, but I think if you concede against Albania, no disrespect, that's not a good sign in my opinion. So
Yeah.
so I'm going 2-0, but not a type of 2-0 where it's like, oh, it's
A
cruising.
dominant.
Yeah, it's like
It's not like a dominant 2-0.
it's like a 60
the scoreline
60th
flatters
minute,
you, sort
yeah,
of thing.
and then in the last minute you get a second one. That's the type of game.
0-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Get a goal in the fifth. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But yeah, other than that, other games, any expectations? And you speak. I'm gonna check something really quickly. But Croatia, Switzerland is the other group stage. What do you make of that? You know, because there are a lot of doubts about Croatia, but Spain is more exciting level, I think, this season or this tournament.
I am so excited for that Spain-Croatia game because these two teams have played each other over the past few years. I know the Nations League final wasn't the most exciting of games, but I'm thinking the 5-3. They also played a few years ago, and there was a 3-2. So that should be a very, very good game. I kind of agree with you, Ale, in terms of like Spain being exciting. And it's probably because of the wingers they have. It's like it's given them a breath. What is it called? Breath of fresh air sort of thing. Like Ferran Torres is a decent player. He's decent, but like Lamine Yamal, again, we talked about Musiala earlier, like a Ballon d'Or winner. Maybe Lamine Yamal has that capabilities of him. He is so talented. So talented.
Yeah.
And he's 16, bro. He's 16.
He's ridiculous.
He's a locked-on starter at Barcelona. I know it's not the Barcelona of 08 and 2010s and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like my word, that's still crazy. That is still crazy. So you got Lamine Yamal. You have underrated ballers like Mikel Oyarzabal. I think Oyarzabal is phenomenal. You know, their midfield is looking really good. And the center backs aren't the biggest of names like Robin Lenormand or Nacho or trying to think of the other one. I think it's Danny Vivian. But they've got Carvajal there. He's solid to a world. He's one of those players, Carvajal. I consider him world class, but he's not like a standout. Like he's not blistering quick. It's not like he scores golazos. He just does everything to a high level.
He just does his thing. Yeah.
For a decade at Real Madrid and for Spain.
It's not flashy. That's why I think it's more like
exactly.
He's not in the spotlight. That's what it's like. But you need those type of players, you know.
Oh yeah.
I still like David Olmo. You know, every time I watch him
Dani
play.
Olmo is my favorite player on that team. 100%.
Every time I watch him play, I'm like,
bag of tricks, man.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you at Leipzig?
Very good, very good. He's got great striking technique. He can pass. You could play him anywhere on the right. You could play him in the middle. You could play him as a false nine. He's such a talented player. Super talented. La Masia Academy graduate as well. Then he went to Dinamo Zagreb for peanuts. Then Leipzig grabbed him for peanuts. So, Dani Olmo is one of my favorite players straight up. I think he could I actually got Spain in the final in my bracket. And actually, I have them playing Croatia. So in my mind, this could be a final preview.
You rate Croatia that highly?
Yes. And you know why? It's because all the other teams have more questions than answers.
Okay.
England under Southgate and that squad is talented, but it's imbalanced. There are more questions than answers. Like, why is Luke Shaw on that team? Why?
Name.
He's
like
garbage
I said,
and he's injury prone.
Favorites, like
and
I
then,
said.
So it again, England, more questions than answers. Germany, today it was awesome. That's great. Scotland are a really, really poor side. I still have more questions. One question: do they have it in them again to make a deep run? You don't question their midfield quality, performances, consistency, mentality. You don't question the goalkeeper in Livakovic. You don't maybe you question where are the goals coming from, but what I would say is that in tournament football, they're locked down defensively. That you don't want to play Croatia in a knockout round of a World Cup or a Euros.
No,
it's your worst nightmare because they will drag out a 0-0 the 120th minute and beat you on penalties, or like what they did to Brazil. The World Cup, where Brazil thought they won it, and then it's like, nah, man, Croatia, boom, so they're not a team you want to play against.
They are not a team you want to
play
even
against.
more so, urgency for Italy to actually win that game, I guess. Then,
They also have Vardiol as well. Vardiol is for me going to be their standout
he ended the season strong
defender.
with City. So
Lovro Meyer as well. Wolfsburg, really, really, really nice players. So for me, I just have less questions about Croatia than I have. I have more answers when it comes to Croatia than questions. I have a lot of questions about England, Portugal, even France under Deschamps. I feel is too conservative. Player selection. I
but
feel like
there's
what Zlatko Dalic does, he puts his best 11 out for the game on the day, and they usually execute. And if they lose, it's not because of bad mistakes. It's because they just ran out of gas, really.
yeah.
So that for me, that's why I'm going with Croatian as well. Budamir's in good form. You don't need to have like a superstar striker
No,
necessarily.
no, no. Like
I don't
that's
know. How
not
do you
me.
feel about Croatia? That's how I feel about them. I have like 2 questions, maybe 3 about Croatia. I have questions for all the other big sides.
I like them, but it's like, can you get up for it again?
Right.
That's just the only thing, But they probably like it's not going to be an easy game for Spain, for Italy, for anyone who plays them. Like that's just who they are. The last, I don't know, what is it, 10 years now? That's who they are. That's
Yeah.
how they build. And they probably deserve like a trophy or something. But again, it's not going to be given to you. Like you just actually need to win it. Nobody's going to hand that
Yeah.
to you. You need to go for it, I guess. But to wrap up the show, because it's not going to be a very long one today. Tanak, he stayed. That was like the way that went down. You couldn't write it because from all aspects, this is like if this happened at Juve, I would have done an hour stream where I would just cuss them out already. Because even if I'm Tanak, like if you have some self dignity, you tell them, "I'm not showing up, guys. Figure it out." Because
You give them one of these.
they
You give
actively,
them one of
yeah,
these,
they
and you
actively
dip.
talk to coaches who basically said, "Nah, no thanks. That's only the money I'm getting here. That's the transfer budget. No thanks." And
Unbelievable.
it's like they turn around and like, what? You can stay. You can just stay on. I'm like, oh my god. When I saw that, and actually I saw it coming because it took ages, before you make a decision. If you know what you're gonna do, you sack. Like when you don't sack a coach, but you're talking to other coaches and everybody knows that, that's not a good sign already on so many
Yeah.
levels. And now you're stuck with a divided fan base. You're stuck with a coach who knows you guys actually don't want me here, and you're stuck with the perception of these guys have no idea what they're doing. Like they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. And it's crazy because I saw reports that they don't have money to buy players, and I'm like, you guys need a lot of players. Like, if you guys
Yeah.
are handing Johnny Evans a new deal, it's not looking good. If you're
Yeah.
moving on Ferran, but you're giving Johnny Evans a deal, it's not looking good. I'm sorry. Even if you're
It's
signing
ass
Braithwaite,
backwards.
yeah, even if you're
Completely
signing
backwards.
Braithwaite, was a good player,
I
had a
like
good
Brentford.
season, but man, you're losing Varane. Like that's the type of player you're losing. It's from the outside, it's funny. It's
Oh, it's
funny. But if
hilarious.
this was happening to my club, I would be pissed.
Total meltdown.
Total meltdown. I could have. I don't support Manu. I was like, nah, they're just screwing with their fan base right now.
Nah, well, this whole situation is just madness. This is basically the equivalent of I'm gonna break up with my girlfriend, and you decided that before, let's say the FA Cup is equivalent of an anniversary, a special day. I'm gonna break up with her after that's done. So we whatever, enjoy that day, whatever your stupid logic is behind that. But then you have an amazing anniversary, you have an amazing vacation, and then you're like, no, I'm gonna keep you, and then you find out your girl was texting other dudes because she don't want to really be with you either. But you're simping. You're simping. You are literally, bro. I can't even. I can't even, man. I can't. And there's the fact that there are people who love absolutely love Man United. There's certain Man United fans that love the guy, love him, and they're like, we need to keep him. We need to break the cycle. We need to have stability. And it's like, okay, he got you 2 trophies in 2 years. Guess what? Allegri just got sacked, even though he won the Coppa Italia.
Yep.
Like,
You cannot.
and you guys haven't been anything remarkable the past 3-4 years either.
You cannot base your opinion on one game. If you do that, you're in trouble. You're, like, if you would turn it around and like, man, you won the Coppa Italia, let's go again. No, it's a one-off game. Like Wigan won a one-off game against Man City in a final. It's a one-off game. Like, anything can happen in a one-off game. Italy in 2006 against that France team, they had no business of winning that final. Like, if you need, like, pound for pound, player for player, they had the much better squad. They
Bro, Wigan Athletic beat Man City in an FA Cup.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, they won it.
Or whatever it was.
Like, and they got relegated that season, by the way.
Yeah.
They got relegated. Played in Europe, won the
I
FA
think
Cup.
Roberto Martinez actually was manager of Wigan.
He won it. Yeah, he won it. He was the manager. He left. Like,
Crazy.
a one-off game, it's... If you base your opinion, like, even with Douglas Luiz, a lot of fans are like, oh, well, watch one game, he was poor. Or they watched the Brazil game, you know, they're playing now. Oh, he was, like, amazing. It's a one-off game. That's not enough of a sample size.
You need a sample size.
Yeah, you need a bigger sample size because players have good games, players have bad games. Coaches have a good game, they have a bad game. And even in that final against Man City, they sat back and Man City looked gassed, like completely gassed. You know, if that was a game that happened mid-season, they would have got smoked, you know. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. It's funny.
Hilarious,
but, like, it's on so many levels embarrassing. That's like, oh my god. Even if you're Ten Hag, you know, money or no money, just like, by the way, like, he's rich. Like, his family is rich.
Oh yeah.
Like, he shouldn't be in it
before
for
he was
the money.
even a manager. Or
yeah,
anything.
you shouldn't be in it for the money. So if you had some pride, you would have told them, goodbye, figure it out.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous because you're going into a new season knowing these guys do not rate me at all. But here I am.
Yeah.
I need to do it. I need to prove, like, oh my god.
It's so it's literally a boyfriend girlfriend cheating thing, and you still accept her back because you can't do any. It's beta male behavior, bro. And on the Ineos side of things, they don't got a clue what they're doing, and also they are also looking like huge beta males because they're listening to the Ten Hag fans of the Man United fan base. They succumbed to online fans, the same fans that back Bruno Fernandes, that back Marcus Rashford, that back Harry Maguire, that back freaking Garnacho, that back like a bunch of scrub-ass players over the years, that backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after a one-off game against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champs. It's not like that was a Champions League final. They got knocked out the next round. So they're listening to the same emotional fans that they've been the past few years, like a 55% probably percentage of those fans. Because there are a lot of people that, and a lot of my Man United friends, they're like infuriated that Ten Hag is staying. Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's it, bro. It's a comedy club. It's a huge comedy club, and look, as bro, from the Newcastle side of things, I'm so happy we didn't end up with someone like a Sir Jim. I'm so happy because that guy just doesn't know what he's doing. None of them. Like I don't think they don't move with conviction. They don't move with like they just wow. This is crazy, man. It is hilarious though. That's the overall thing. I'm just glad I'm not a Man United fan. Oh. And also, there was another. I remember, I think on the first show, we were talking about company being the biggest risk for hirings this summer to Bayern München. And I said it to you. I was like, well, if Man United keep Ten Hag, that's an even bigger risk. And with the way that things have played out on the PR side of things, I think it's a way bigger risk of them keeping Ten Hag. From a PR perspective, everybody's laughing at them. They're treated like a joke, and they're broke as well. I think it's bigger. I think it's a way bigger risk of them taking of them basically not being moving with no conviction and keeping Ten Hag instead of Bayern being like, let's bring in an attacking coach. For me, I don't know. What do you think? I think it's a way bigger risk of Ten Hag.
It's a risk. I think it feels like, see it out, and then if it doesn't work out, we will sack you. It's set up to fail. It's
a waste of time, really, because we know he ain't lasting the full season. I'm gonna before Christmas, after Christmas.
Could be.
Maybe it's on Christmas Day he gets sacked. Like, I don't think he lasts the full season there.
Yeah.
They're losing Casemiro, Varane, Greenwood, Sancho. Maybe Diallo wants to leave. Because Ahmed Diallo is a very capable player. The Ten Hag, it took him until freaking April and May to give him any sort of minutes. Bro, they're going to be worse next year, player personnel-wise.
They are. Apparently they are, but that's their problem, I guess. It was just funny. I found it hilarious. But hilarious. It was hilarious. It was. People, we are gonna wrap this one up. It's been a good show. We will be back next week, somewhere next week. We'll see when it fits. Usually it's on Wednesdays, but because this was a Euro opener, we moved it to Friday. We will see for next week. Probably more to talk about. More games came about. Maybe some more transfer news. Although I'm expecting to, die down a little bit. Now the Euros is kicking off. But we will see. Steve, thanks for joining again for the third time. Always a pleasure. People in the chat, if you haven't liked the video, like, subscribe, as always. And I will see you guys back live, I'm not sure, Sunday, probably for a call-in show. So we will do that on Sunday. And have a good evening/day. Ciao.